All right, Jake, thank you so much for coming on Inside Fighting. We're in the Sid Media podcast studio right now, but appreciate you taking the time before your fight. You're 48 hours out right now. So, it's fight week. Training camp is complete. What is the mindset of Jake right now, 2 days out before your fight with Andre?
Man, just having fun, enjoying the moment, staying relaxed, taking everything in, and ready to enter into the ring on Friday night.
Nice, man. Yeah, this is it's an interesting fight because you say a lot of your critics are like, you're not fighting legitimate boxers, and I think a lot of people know this by now. But Andre is a three-time, Golden Gloves champion, 10-1, same weight class, serious competitor. I watched a bit of the press conference right now and saw a little bit of the back and forth, which was fun between, everybody. But how do you see this fight going?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna pick him apart and be the sharper fighter. I don't think he can get out of the way of my punches, and we'll just see how long he can stand there and take damage. Really.
Thanks, man. So you've got boxing world champion, MMA fighter, NFL. I know you told Ariel recently you wanted to do 2 or 3 fights next year in boxing and keep very active, and MMA is a possibility for the end of year. So if you win Friday night, I mean, there's some names that you've thrown out, but is Tommy Fury the most likely next opponent for you, or what are you thinking?
Man, we'll see. We'll see. The I don't know if these guys are going to want to do these rematches, but I'm on the path to a world champion and just staying focused and staying in camp, ready and active at all times. And if some money fights come up, that's great. But I'm taking the more traditional boxing route right now. So it's back to the drawing board after this, and obviously there's a lot of big names out there. They're just difficult to work with, and they really don't want to make these fights happen.
Yeah, it's that's always been the big difference between MMA and boxing. There's some pros and cons to both of them. The PFL is making some big moves right now. A little bit of contrasting styles to the UFC, but even with PFL and Bellator, you can see that they're able to put some of the best fights together, and that's something where boxing needs to go to. You got to have support for the fighters, but you also got to make the fights happen. So that makes sense. I wanted to ask a few different questions outside of fighting. So I wanted to talk about sobriety. Now, you've talked openly about this quite a bit, which I think is great for the youth to hear. There's a lot of emphasis on partying and everything, especially with the youth always. Is this a lifelong thing for you right now? I think you're coming in over a year of sobriety right now, and I don't think you ever had an issue or anything, but it's just a choice that you made. So is this a lifelong thing for you to help your athletic career, or how are you taking this?
Yeah, no, good. It's a good question. I think we just live in a culture where it's like you're the weird one if you're not drinking, which is like crazy because it's like this thing that's poisoning you and can create a lot of problems and um, distract you from working hard in life realistically. So yeah, I would encourage it for everybody, and it's made my life exponentially better, just more sharp, more focus, clearer thinking, and then for sure on the athletic side, just with what it does to your body and all of these things. So I think the biggest thing is the moderation. It's finding the balance with everything in life. And so that's really something that I think everyone needs to figure out, because if you try to also like take something away and like punish yourself, then that could have adverse reactions as well. So I think it's just taking it day by day and seeing how I'm feeling. But also not letting life be too dry and trying to celebrate when I can.
Now, some of these questions I'm asking because I know a lot of people, someone with your kind of extensive knowledge in sports and up to date information, saunas and cold plunges. This is something athletes have done for a long time, but it's starting to get a lot of attention now for just health in general. I know your dear friend Dana White won't travel anywhere without one now. What is your sauna and cold plunge schedule?
Yeah, I cold plunge like 3 to 4 times a day. So like first thing in the morning, after my first practice, before my second practice, and after the second practice on a busy ice bath day. Can't go without it. And I think the hot and cold therapy is super, super beneficial, especially for soreness after practices. Um, Opening up the blood vessels so the lactic acid can flow out, then constricting it and moving it to the heart. It has so many benefits and just feels so good mentally, physically, and um, yeah, I think I would encourage it for all people. The sauna, however, for athletes can be a bit much if you are practicing a lot because it's going to just drain all your electrolytes and maybe too much water on a day-to-day basis. So that's why I do the hot tub cold plunge versus the sauna, but the sauna obviously is good for like non-athletes.
So you don't use the sauna on a daily basis, or?
No, no, just I'm just already sweating so much, especially in Puerto Rico,
Yeah.
that I don't need to don't need to sweat anymore.
Yeah, it makes sense. And how about nutrition? Like you've got access to such great information. It's always changing. I mean, you can read one thing that says, "Hey, let's be a vegan." You can see another thing, "Hey, let's be a carnivore." I think a lot of people would like to know, like, what is a breakfast, lunch, and dinner during training camp for, Jake Paul?
Yeah, it's really intense. Like it just depends what's going on. If I'm starting a weight cut or if I'm like staying at a certain weight. Um, but the biggest thing is probably like counting calories, eating the right meals at the right times. If you're about to have an intense workout, eating carbs before, but then you don't need carbs to really operate after that. So lots of proteins, um, and having the cleanest food possible that you can. There's so much bullshit in the stores these days. Um, and just making things simple. I think people make it way harder than what it is. It's just like chicken, rice, eggs, pasta, steak, fruits for the glucose, sodium, pink Himalayan sea salt. You don't need much more than that.
That's good. I mean, you're not really cutting anything out. So just traditional diets. It's funny, people if they look back hundreds of years ago, even peasants for the most part really had a good solid diet of wild rice, salmon. So if you stick to those traditional foods, that seems to be what you're saying, which is good. I mean, there's you know so many different diets and things you could do right now. I think it's tough to get good information. So yeah, no, I appreciate that. Let's go. Let's ask about Jasper, man. I wanted to know what you did to convince this guy to get in shape because I've been following him now, and it's crazy to see the transformation that he's on. And I see obviously you motivated him to get in shape. He looks great right now. So
Shout out Jasper. Yeah, he convinced himself, man. I think he was just ready for that change and was super motivated and um we just encouraged him as friends and gave him the right, diet and training schedule and pushed him harder and harder in the gym. So super, super happy for him. But I think that's the thing that people have to decide for themselves is just making that decision to change their life. And it's literally one thought and one promise to oneself, and that's all it takes. And he was finally ready for that.
it's super cool, man. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for you guys and all your success. So hopefully we get to do this again soon, man. It was great catching up with you. Been too long, and good luck Friday night. You can watch it on DAZN. I'm going to be tuning in. I know a lot of people are. It's going to be a really exciting match to see you go out there and perform. So best of luck, brother.
Appreciate you. Good talking.
Much like the fight game, the NFL is a sport where any team can win on any given Sunday, and that's why it's one of my favorite sports to bet on. And right now, if you're a new DraftKings customer, you can go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, bet $5, get $150 of bonus bets instantly just by using promo code INSIDEFIGHTING. And if sports betting is not yet available in your state, it's not a big deal because you can always just go to DraftKings Daily Fantasy Sports and get in on the action there. So if you guys want to bet on some NFL games, new customers, go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, bet $5, get $150 of bonus bets instantly. You just got to use promo code INSIDEFIGHTING.